Namaskar students, you all are most welcome in Chemistry by Praveen Patidar's classes. As you have passed or appeared in your class 10th examination and you all have seen your future in sciences. So chemistry is one of the basic subject in your plus 2 level studies. It will be a compulsory subject. In my today's video, I am going to explain about first lesson of our class 11th chemistry, some basic concepts of chemistry. And in this particular video, I am focusing on significance and basic areas of chemistry. So let's know what is chemistry. First of all, we should understand what is chemistry. So chemistry is branch of science which deals with study of structure and composition of the matter. That is called as chemistry. I have taken two important aspects, what is structure and what is composition of the matter. Let's understand with one example, very common example. We all know water, which is essential part of our life. Without water we cannot survive. So when I am talking about water, first of all, what is its structure and what is its composition? So say water is colorless liquid, right? What it composed of? So it composed, its structure, its formula, it is H2O. In this H2O molecule, it has bent geometry with two lone pair of electrons. And its composition, if we take sample of water of anywhere in this universe, it will have H2O, means hydrogen to oxygen ratio in 1:8 by mass. Means for every matter, what is its structure, what is its composition, what are its properties, that will be related to chemistry. Okay, and when we see basic disciplines of chemistry, then chemistry basically divided into three parts. One is inorganic chemistry, another is organic chemistry, and one is physical chemistry. Okay, inorganic chemistry, that is chemistry of 117 elements. Till date we are knowing 118 elements. Out of those 117 elements, chemistry belongs to inorganic chemistry, and chemistry of carbon and its compounds belongs to organic chemistry. And see, chemistry and physics are very closely related to each other. We should know many mathematical things, many concepts related to physics. So that branch which correlate chemistry and physics, it is called as physical chemistry. Similarly, which correlates biology and chemistry, that is called as biochemistry. Say simply I can say, in our body, if we see majority cell composition, that is protoplasm, consists of water and some biomolecules. What are those biomolecules? Proteins, carbohydrates, lipids and nucleic acids. Without these all biomolecules we can't survive. Okay, so we have to study that composition and all the things about the biomolecules, and in our body or body of living organisms many reactions are taking place. Means we have to understand chemistry of biology, means chemistry in living organism, that comes under biochemistry. Similarly, we are in need of polymer chemistry, pharma chemistry, industrial chemistry, even many other branches we can take, nuclear chemistry, etc. So these are the basic disciplines of chemistry. Now the thing comes, why chemistry is compulsory in science discipline? What is the significance of chemistry in our day-to-day life? So I have taken some significances of chemistry. First one, that is medicines. Say any kind of substance used in treatment, diagnosis or prevention of diseases are 100% chemicals. Means chemistry is playing a vital role in curing, diagnosis and treatment of diseases. Say from simple headache or pain we use paracetamol or Disprin, right, to complex diseases such as AIDS, HIV, then cancer, and nowadays whole world is fighting against one pandemic, that is coronavirus. And in treatment of coronavirus, whatever medicines we are using are 101% chemicals. Means we are in need of chemistry for the medicines. Say for treatment of cancer, we are using one medicine cisplatin, one another medicine Taxol. These are used in treatment of cancer. Similarly, for HIV treatment, we are using AZT, azidothymidine, and one another I am using here COVID-19, and we are using, that is hydroxychloroquine. Okay, and see one another thing, for sanitization purpose, in everywhere you might have seen some sprays are going to be sprayed, right, and those sprays contain sodium hypochlorite, NaOCl. So again, this is chemical. So one thing what I can say, chemistry playing vital role in diagnosis, then treatment and curing of diseases. Another example or another significance which I have taken, that is agriculture. See, in case of agriculture, we are basically in need of fertilizers, and all fertilizers are chemicals. Either it is urea, diammonium phosphate, NPK, whatever chemical you are taking, that is fertilizer. Whatever fertilizer you are taking, that is chemical. Then we are in need of pesticides, insecticides. Then we are in need of preservatives. All are chemicals. Then in building and construction, so building and construction, major requirement is cement, steel, paints, and what these all are? These all are chemicals. Okay. Now day-to-day requirement, we can say soaps, detergent, toothpaste, toothbrush, many food ingredients, right? Then we are in need of fans, we are in need of air conditioners, refrigerators. Say in refrigerators, one can ask, we are using all principles of physics here. We are not using chemistry. So one thing, for refrigeration, we are in need of chlorofluorocarbons or other refrigerants, and they are essentially chemicals. Then come to fuel, petroleum products. 4. Vehicular fuels, LPG, CNG, PNG for domestic fuel and industrial fuel. These all are chemicals. Then energy requirement, whether it is thermal power plant or nuclear power plant. Thermal nuclear power plant required some fuel source, either coal or petroleum products. Nuclear power plant requires, say, uranium, and these all are the chemicals. Then energy requirements. Energy requirements already we have discussed. Besides these all vast applications of chemistry, there is dark side of chemistry also. And what is the dark side? Say weapons, nuclear weapons, and nowadays biochemical weapons. Then some poisonous gases. All are chemicals and they are destructive in nature, they are harmful, dangerous for our society and for our earth. Similarly, due to production of these all, industrial development is there, and due to this industrial development, whole earth is facing pollution problem. So pollution is one of the another dark side of chemistry. Okay. Now, after the basic introduction, I will be focusing on classification of matter. Already you have studied in class 9, but just will brush up about that particular classification of matter. When we are talking about matter, matter is anything which occupies space and have volume. And on the basis of intermolecular force, matter is classified into 3 states: solid state, liquid state, and gaseous state. Solids, strongest intermolecular force, are rigid in nature, have fixed volume and shape. Not only this, many properties of solids are there, which you are going to study in your next class. Solid state chapter will be there. Liquid state, intermediate intermolecular force, means they are fluid in nature, they have fixed volume but no fixed shape. And gases, weakest intermolecular force, no fixed shape or volume, they are highly compressible. These 2 states we have to study this year only. Then on the basis of composition, matter is classified into 2 parts. One is pure substances and another is mixtures. Pure substances means made up of only one kind of atoms or molecules, and your pure substances are further classified into 2 parts. One is element containing only one kind of atoms, and compounds in which 2 or more elements present in a fixed proportion by mass. Elements further classified into 3 categories: metal, non-metal, metalloids, right? And mixtures are classified into 2 categories: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. When we are talking about homogeneous mixture, have uniform composition throughout the mixture, only one category: solution. Again, this solution, it's a very vast concept, you have to study in class 12th. And heterogeneous mixture classified into 2 categories: colloids and suspensions. Again, for colloids and suspensions, you have to study in class 12th. So this is the basic classification of matter which you have studied in your class 9th or 10th. So this matter on the basis of intermolecular force, we have 3 states, and on the basis of composition, pure substances and mixtures, and then further classification. In my next class, I will be taking Dalton's atomic theory, atomic mass, molecular mass, and some other concepts. Thank you.